of the Newburgh Enlarged City School District, and welcome everyone. Tonight's meeting is being held at the Board of Education and one remote location. We'll begin with the roll call, please.
Ms. Christine Bello.
Here.
Ms. Thomasina Bello. Ms. Boucher. Mr. Bergarelli.
Present.
Ms. Burks.
Here.
Mr. DeRay.
Present.
Mr. Howard.
Here.
Mr. Levenstein.
Here.
Ms. Politi.
Here.
Thank you. The first item on our agenda tonight is Public Hearing 2026 to 2027 Code of Conduct. Dr. Freeman Mack has the floor.
Good evening. So this is the annual Code of Conduct meeting for the district as it lends itself to any changes that need to be made. So it's an annual review to ensure compliance, to make sure we align with NECSD requirements, also to examine language, to examine dates, names, in case any staff or board members have changed as well. So reasons for the changes. So again, updates of administrative information, revised dates, personal names, titles, contact information. We went through the Code of Conduct and really looked at some of the links that are in there to outside agencies and supports and things of those natures, and we made sure that every single one was updated. We also clarified and strengthened language. We refined policy language and definitions. Most of the SAVE committee wanted to ensure that certain words were removed, like orderly. They felt that parents and students didn't understand that word, so we looked at changing that language and examining what would be a better word for orderly. There was another one that said essential partners. We also added language like faculty and staff. So those were some of the things that were changed. And we verified some of our processes and our resources, as I noted before. In terms of processes, there are a lot of changes made to manifestation determinations as it links itself to suspension. So we wanted to make sure that that language was correct also. One of the major changes that we had to make was Governor Hochul's new bell-to-bell policy, which is taking place September 1st, 2026. Is there a way for you to click into that link so we could just show what that is? Thank you. Is it clickable? So eliminating distractions in New York schools is Governor Hochul's new bell-to-bell policy, where it talks about bell-to-bell instruction. So we wanted to make sure that there was alignment with all state regulations as it relates to this. And we noticed a redundancy in Code 43 and 44 within the Code of Conduct. Currently, in BoardDocs, Code 43 talks about PBAs. PBAs are pretty non-existent, so we removed Code 44 from there, and we talked about the language around school day and what the school day includes, which includes recess, lunch, and that bell-to-bell instruction time, and how students should not be on devices during those times. So that's what we examined. So again, we removed Code 44, we looked at Code 43, strengthened it, and this was something that the SAVE committee discussed. You can click on this link and look at that further. So who met to review and discuss? Teachers, administrators, some family and community members, and also some students. We met about 6 or 7 times this school year. Also the director of pupil personnel services. And we also met with legal as well to ensure that we were adhering to Education Law 3214 and also 100.2. So, timeline. So as soon as the code is now, we've had a hearing on it, we will look to get it printed in both English and Spanish in the month of August. We will also, by August 28th, have it delivered to all buildings in English and Spanish. In September, usually during the first week of school when students come in, building principals will have meetings with students, and we will also have meetings with parents as well. The code of conduct will be disseminated, parents will sign it, and we just continue to go over it throughout the school year. Questions?
Does the audience have any questions?
Hi, Tracy Wallace, community member, resident, City of Newburgh, SAFE committee member. The question is about the code of conduct parent version and student version. I'm wondering if you're going to have a parent version, a student version, because it's hard for students to sign the code of conduct and they don't understand a lot of it. I know even me trying to explain the code of conduct to my kids, it's some of it in terms, and we've met a lot about this, where the terms are by law, some of them, and some of them are, things that we can make changes to, but the students and parents really don't understand the entire code of conduct as written, and I know there was gonna be a parent guided or parent form of this. I'm just asking if there's going to be a student version so that the students can fully understand the responsibilities with the district, because it's important that they understand their responsibilities, the parents understand their responsibilities, and if there's any way that we can make a layman's term of it so that people can then reference to that. Like if, in other words, if you say, okay, in this code of conduct, we're going to reference here, and they can go to the code of conduct and then look on page, so-and-so, and then get the definition, the glossary and everything. So I'm wondering if we're gonna have any two versions to help our students and parents with this.
So during the meetings, we did talk about having the abridged version, which is a smaller version of the code of conduct, almost like a pamphlet. We will be updating that as well, but we're not going to create like a parent version and a student version. We did examine the language in it, like we talked about, and we tried to eliminate some words that were ambiguous or confusing within it. And we also talked about, with the SAFE committee, creating opportunities in buildings to have those student meetings and dialogue more about the code of conduct with students throughout the year, as well as parents as well.
Dr. Freeman Mack, I'm wondering, perhaps to Ms. Wallace's point, maybe we can have a town hall, maybe going over the code of conduct with members of the community, and we can invite families in to really go through and have some scenarios, or they can send us some questions. We can send out a survey and maybe walk them through some scenarios and then walk them through the code. Maybe we can look at some of our suspensions and some things that we normally see that we can talk to some of the families about, that we can, help them understand how we ascertain some of the codes that we use and why.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. We can do some town halls.
Mr.
So I just have a general question, and I know that these code of conducts go to the families, and a parent or guardian signs off on this and it's sent back. Is that tracked? Do we have records that every student's parent or guardian has signed off on this, and we have that?
So building administration keeps track of those records for each of their buildings and all of their students. So we do track it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Mr. Levenstein. Anyone else? Audience, cabinet, members? Okay, that will close the public hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mack. We're at item 2.1, executive session. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby recesses into executive session for the following purpose: matters made confidential under FERPA, matters leading to the employment of particular employees or corporations, employment history of employees or corporations, collective bargaining under the Taylor Law, and to obtain advice from legal counsel. Get a motion and a second for executive session, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. DeRay.
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein.
Yes.
Ms. Politi,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello.
Yes.
Thank you. Anticipate about 20 minutes. We are back in public session. I apologize for the longer time period than I mentioned earlier on. Next up is the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Politi is going to help us this evening. Thank you. We are at item 3, public comment on agenda items.
There's nobody signed up for public comment on agenda items. If you would like to address the board on agenda items, please come to the podium. We'll move on.
We're moving on to item 4, public comment on non-agenda items.
Nobody signed up for non-agenda items. If you'd like to address the board on a non-agenda item, please come to the podium.
Sorry, I'm going to have to try and do as quickly as I can. Good evening. My name is Tracy Wallace. I'm speaking tonight as a community member. I'm speaking about proposed changes to the special education classroom programming. My understanding is that the students in grades 3rd grade and above are the 1 to 3 classrooms will no longer be available and will instead be replaced with 12 one-to-one classrooms. It's going to go from 1 adult for every 2 kids to 1 adult for every 4 kids. The 8 1 to 3 classrooms are intended for more intense support, whereas the 12 one-to-one classrooms are more for children who can be more independent. First, I want to acknowledge that I can see that the positive intent behind this proposal, expanding 12 one-to-one classrooms, may allow the district to serve more students in the district, and I appreciate the effort to meet the growing needs of our student population while keeping more students in their home schools. However, I also have concerns for the students who require the intense level of support provided in an 8 1 to 3 classroom. What happens to the children who truly need that level of staffing and individual support? I'm also concerned about the timing of the proposal. The district has announced an exceptional learner audit. If the purpose of the audit is to identify strengths, gaps, and actual needs of our students, the parents' concerns are why these program changes being considered before the audit is complete. I also have questions about placement. My understanding is that the 12 1 to 3 classrooms generally serve students who participate. Actually, these 12 1 to 3 classrooms are for students who are not going to receive a diploma. They're in a program that New York State approves, a New York State program which is alternative assessment, and will work toward a skill and achievement commencement credential. While the 12 one-to-one classrooms generally follow the state learned standards and may lead to a diploma. My question is, how is the district determining which students belong in each program? Which criteria is being used, and how will families be included in those decisions through the IEP process? Finally, there is a financial impact to consider. If the district cannot provide the level of support some students require, more children may need out-of-district placements, which are costly and often difficult to secure because many programs are already full. I appreciate the district's efforts to serve more students in the district. I simply ask that these decisions be guided by the findings of the exceptional learner audit and by the individual needs of our students. Every child deserves the level of support they need to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace.
Anybody else like to address the board on non-agenda items? Please come to the podium.
say something?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace, for bringing that up. We will provide the responses to comments on our website, perhaps by next week. That's a really important topic that you brought up, and we'll make sure that we provide context for the community and the public so you can understand why we made those decisions. Thank you.
Thank you. We're at item 5, superintendent. This week, there is no superintendent's update. We have 3 resolutions for action, 5.2, 5.3, and 5.4. Could I get a motion and a second on 5.2, 5.3, 5? Would anybody like to separate out any?
Yeah, it's 5-4.
5.4. Okay, can I get a motion and a second on 5.2 and 5.3, please?
So move.
Second.
Discussion on either item?
Roll call 5253, Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard? Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Thank you. We're at item 5.4. Get a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Discussion on this item? Ms. Bello?
Yeah, I just want to make a brief governance clarification for the record, and I'm not evaluating anyone. I am referencing the settlement agreement itself. The agreement shows that it was signed by the board president on July 30th, 2026. Paragraph 17 states that the president must have prior board authorization by resolution before signing. I don't recall a formal resolution authorizing that signature.
Could
And-
you
and it-
pull up the
and-
document?
Excuse me?
No, I'm just asking, could we pull up the document?
No, this is
Oh, okay,
it's a non-foilable document.
okay. But it's not signed.
It's been signed by the other side.
Can-
The board president has not signed it yet because he's not been authorized to sign it.
Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
In addition, while we see the end result of the settlement, the board was not provided any background information explaining the underlying allegations or circumstances that led to this agreement. So my vote is not about personnel, performance, or the merits of the resolving litigation. It's strictly about the authorization discrepancy and the lack of background information provided to the board. So that's that.
Mr. Levinstein, please.
So by pulling this up, I don't see where it's signed by the board president. I see where it's signed by the other party, but I do not see your signature on it. Is that what you're asking, saying it was signed?
When I looked at it, it appeared to be signed.
It is signed, but it's signed by the plaintiff. It's not signed by us, not signed by me, I could assure you.
Okay.
Okay, and regarding your further comments about when background was provided without confirming or denying anything said in executive session, it may have been discussed in a very recent executive session that you were not at. Doesn't mean it wasn't discussed. It just means you may not have been in attendance for a discussion. Any further discussion on 5.4? Good, sir.
Roll call, Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard? Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Thank you. We're at item 6.1, resolution to adopt 26-27 board goals. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this. I'd like to I put out to members to help us out with board goals, and I got quite a few replies, which I've tried to incorporate into tonight's board goals, and reminding you that these are proposed goals that have not been adopted by the board. The objective was to create a governance framework that the board can monitor throughout the school year. Each one is organized the same way. It explains what the board is trying to do, why the board believes the goal is important, and what information the board expects to receive in order to monitor progress. They're board goals. They're not intended to direct the administration on how to carry out its responsibilities. They establish the board's expectations for oversight and accountability, and we wanted these goals to be measurable. Instead of waiting until the end of the year to ask whether progress was made, the board would receive periodic reports throughout the year so we can monitor progress, ask questions, remain informed. I'm going to walk through each goal, but I did have one outlier that was submitted by Trustee Bello that I want to bring into the conversation, sent on July 9th. And this was a request, and the title of the goal is 3 Business Days Agenda Access. To support effective governance and ensure trustees have adequate time to review materials, the board will require that all agenda items and supporting documents be distributed no later than 3 business days prior to any meeting, excluding weekends and holidays. This adjustment promotes thoughtful preparation, strengthens collaborative decision-making, and aligns with best practice expectations for boards whose members work standard business hours. Thank you for your consideration. I did reply back to that. My concern with this is it involves changing a policy, and a goal cannot change a policy. And that, but Ms. Bello, you're here tonight, so it's your goal. Please explain it.
May I speak?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't understand why, of all the goals that were submitted, mine was the only one that was not added. Every majority member that submitted a goal, it was automatically added. And to be honest with you, my submitted goal is a measurable governance goal. It establishes a clear, time-based expectation that trustees receive agendas and all supporting documentations at least 3 business days in advance, excluding weekends and holidays. This is an objective standard that directly supports transparency, accountability, and informed decision-making. The goals submitted by the majority are narrative descriptions of administrative responsibilities. They do not contain measurable expectations, timelines, benchmarks, or performance thresholds. They explain why topics are important, but they do not define what the board expects to achieve. A board goal must be measurable, time-bound, and outcome-based. So mine at least is, it's a recognized governance goal. It is used in the district, in Schenectady School District, which is a very similar amount of students, not to mention it's also a multicultural, very diverse community. And it is in their governance goals. So it's also used in Saratoga Springs. It's also used in White Plains City School District. So they're recognized as governance goals, and for the life of me, well, I do understand, but mine should have been included.
My concern is it clashes with a policy.
But what the policy is,
Yes.
you rejected it unilaterally, by the way, and
You want me to read?
the
You want me to
policy
read my rejection? 'Cause
2342.
I did not. I explained
First
the
of all,
policy.
policy 2342 is written by the administration. It's not a governance goal. It does not contain measurable expectations. It does not contain the 3 business day requirement. It does not require supporting documents. It does not address trustee preparation. It does not address transparency. It does not address governance. My board goal did, and that's why it's considered a governance goal. So you can always amend the policy, but it is ridiculous when we get contracts the day before a meeting, and we're expected to provide the proper oversight.
Thank you. Any other comments on Ms. Bello's proposed goal? Ms. Paletti.
Yeah, I just like to comment and say that we've explained this before, and we can play the tapes as many times as we need to, that board goals are not a tool for measuring the superintendent or evaluating the superintendent. That's what the heady bands and the superintendent evaluations are for. But every year, we can revisit it. Just wanted to put that out there. Thank you.
That was in no way an evaluation or even a criticism of the superintendent. Your answer was unresponsive.
Thank you. I'll continue. If we could bring up goal 1, please. Okay, the first goal is academic success. And I think it's appropriate that our first goal is academic success because everything we do, from approving budgets to building schools to adopting policy, should ultimately improve student outcomes. That is the reason we sit around the table. The first page explains what the goal is about, if you can go to the next page. Our responsibility as a board isn't to teach children. Again, the board's responsibility is not to teach children or manage classrooms. That's the administration's responsibility. Our responsibility is to establish expectations, monitor progress, and determine whether the district is moving in the right direction academically. Our job as the board is to provide the budget and the environment. The second page, if you could pull it up, why? Well, I think go back one. The one with the red box, the why. With approximately 10,000 students, academic achievement is the single most measure of how well our district is performing. If we're successful in every other area, but we're not improving student achievement, then we've missed our primary mission. Go to the next page, please. On the goal page, we're asking for regular academic reporting throughout the year, not just when state test results are released. The board is going to receive a baseline report in September, a progress report in January, and a year-end report. The goal establishes the board's expectation that academic success remains the district's highest priority and that we receive the information necessary to measure our progress. So that's our highest priority. Now we'll go to the roadmap for achieving it. Before I move on to item 2, if you open up the second one, please. Any comments? Item 1, goal 1. Okay, goal number 2, strategic plan implementation. The second goal focuses on the implementation of the district strategic plan. This plan is expected to come before the board for consideration in September. Assuming it's adopted, the proposed goal establishes how the board will monitor the implementation throughout the first year. Next page is the what. The first page explains what the goal is about. Developing a strategic plan is an important milestone, but planning alone doesn't improve outcomes. Once adopted, the board has a responsibility to monitor implementation, review progress, and ensure the priorities approved by the board are moving forward. The administration remains responsible for planning, coordinating resources, and carrying out the day-to-day implementation. Why? The second page explains why this matters. The plan reflects the district's long-term direction. Its value comes from turning priorities into action, aligning the work of the district around common objectives, and reporting progress to the board and the community. The goal is intended to ensure that implementation is monitored throughout the year rather than simply reviewed at the end. And it's very important to note with the strategic plan, if we don't do good the first year, there is no second and third year because the first year is the implementation of the plan. How are we going to do it? Page 3 is the goal. The goal asks the district to successfully implement the first year of the strategic plan and provide implementation reports in October, January, and April. The reason for that is we don't want to find out at the end of the first year that we had a lot of obstacles that we were unable to overcome. The board works with the district and will work with them to make sure this gets implemented. We have to understand the challenges as they arise and evaluate whether implementation remains on track. So in closing, that goal establishes the board's expectation once adopted. The strategic plan becomes an active management and accountability tool rather than a simple planning document. So the second goal focuses on the district long-term direction. If we could pull up the third goal. The third goal is the Career and Technical Education Center, the successful opening of our new Career and Technical Education Center, which has a lot of people on edge. It's a massive, massive undertaking, and it's just one of the bigger things the district has ever been involved in. But what is the board's role? Well, the first page explains what the goal is about. The CTE Center represents one of the most significant educational investments our district has made in many years, millions and millions of dollars paid for by the taxpayers. As a board, our responsibility is to monitor readiness for opening, receive regular progress updates, and understand any issues that could affect a successful opening. The administration remains responsible for managing the project, staffing the facility, preparing programs, and carrying out the opening plan. And I'm going to go off my script for a second and talk about success. Success, to make everybody a little less nervous, doesn't mean perfection by any means, any stretch. We're going to open up that building on, I was going to say September 9th, but I know that's not correct.
September 3rd.
Okay, September 3rd. We're going to open up that building, and there's going to be a punch list. There's going to be things we'll find out on day one that we're going to say, why didn't we think of that? The board does not have an unrealistic expectation, okay? Please understand that. Going back to the why, the next page. The CTE Center is much more than a new building. It represents expanded educational opportunities for our students, stronger career pathways, partnerships with employers, preparation for college, technical training, military service, apprenticeships, and the skilled trades. This facility will serve students for many, many years, decades, so it's important that it gets open successfully and gives students every opportunity to benefit from that investment. Next page, the goal is straightforward. We're asking the district to successfully open the Career and Technical Education Center during the 2026-2027 school year and to ensure that the facility's equipment, staffing, program, and student services are ready to support students from day one. We're going to receive a progress report at the next board meeting, then in September, then in October, and longer if additional reporting is needed. In closing, the proposed goal establishes the board's expectation that this major investment is successfully transitioned from a construction to a fully operational educational program that benefits students. So our first three goals focused on student outcomes, and if we go to goal number 4, please, the district's long-term direction and major educational initiative. The next goal shifts the board's governance responsibilities by establishing a standardized reporting system that provides objective information for future decision-making. The first page explains what the goal is about, and I think it's important to emphasize what it's not about. The goal is not intended to prejudge employee attendance or predetermine future actions. It's actually quite the opposite. You can't learn anything if you don't study it and if you don't measure it. So in fact, the board intentionally chose a full year of reporting because we believe that's the fairest way to establish an objective benchmark. As a board, we're responsible for making decisions based on objective information. Before we can discuss policies, practices, we believe it's important to understand attendance patterns through consistent district-wide reporting rather than relying on assumptions or isolated observations. Again, as board members, we hear a lot. But when you hear from people, you hear their side of the story. And experience has taught me in 7 decades that that person's only telling you their truth. The thing that matters the most is what does the data say? What does the data tell us? And we don't want to take snippets of data that are either favorable or unfavorable. We want to take a year's worth of data over a massive district and look at what's going on. And that becomes the benchmark, not just for this board, but for future boards to measure how are we doing? Is our attendance good? Is it benchmarked against other districts? How are we doing in this particular role? So the page 2 is why. It explains why the board believes the goal is important. We establish benchmarks before we evaluate progress. We establish academic baselines before measuring student growth. We establish financial baselines before we monitor budgets. We establish project schedules before monitoring construction progress. The proposed goal applies the same governance principle. In short, good governance begins with good information, and before the board can responsibly discuss any issue, especially this sensitive issue, we're not going to do it without understanding the facts. So page 3 is the goal, with attendance benchmark set by May 11th, 2027, and a couple of reports in between. And now we're going to go to our 5th goal. Our 5th and final proposed goal continues that governance approach by strengthening the board's oversight of employee safety and the district workers' compensation program. Page 1 is the what. The first page explains what the goal is about. We care about employee safety and workers' compensation, and they're important responsibilities of every school district. The board's role is not to manage individual claims or direct day-to-day operations. We have no interest in that whatsoever. Our role is to establish expectations, monitor trends, review performance, and ensure the district is providing a safe workplace while responsibly managing public resources. Again, I'm going to inject some personal experience here. I was a health and safety professional for 30 years. I monitored our workers' comp program, and I can tell you it is a program where if you're not paying attention, you could spend an awful lot of money very, very quickly and not realize it. However, if you do manage it properly, or you find a means to manage it properly, you could save the district, ultimately the taxpayers, money that could then be moved over to the student side of the house, which that was goal number 1. That's the most important thing. So the goal strengthens the board's oversight by establishing regular reporting on injury trends, claims activity, program costs, safety initiatives, corrective actions, and opportunities to improve program administration and employee safety. The administration remains responsible for operating the program, managing the claims, supporting employees, determining the most effective methods of program administration, and implementing safety improvements. Again, the board is hands-off. The board is giving the goal. The district says this is how we're going to implement this goal. Page 2 is the why. With approximately 2,200 employees working across our schools, transportation, food service, maintenance, other operations, workplace safety affects every part of the district. It isn't about just workers' compensation claims. It's about promoting a safer workplace. Maybe there's additional trainings we could do. Maybe there's people we could bring in. We need to look at our program, it's in a holistic method, but we need to look at our entire program. Page 3 is the goal. With that foundation, the third page contains the proposed goal itself. It asks the district to strengthen oversight of the program by establishing a regular reporting process that monitors injury, trends, claims activity, program costs, et cetera. It also establishes the board's expectations for regular reports. So like the other goals, this one reflects the board's governance role. We establish objective information, monitoring progress, et cetera. Our objective is promote employee safety. So in closing, I'd like to point out that these 5 proposed goals are not 5 separate initiatives. They were intentional, and they were developed to build upon one another. We begin with our highest priority, academic excellence. We establish the district's long-term direction through strategic plan. We monitor one of the district's most significant initiatives through the successful opening of the Career and Technical Education Center. We strengthen the board's governance by establishing benchmarks and meaningful reporting. And finally, we reinforce commitment to employee safety and responsible stewardship through improved workers' compensation oversight. Taken together, these proposed goals establish a governance framework for the upcoming year. They provide clear priorities, meaningful reporting, reliable information, and regular opportunities for both the board and the community to monitor progress throughout the year. They are intended to help this board govern thoughtfully, transparently, and responsibly, while always keeping our focus where it belongs, on improving the opportunities and outcomes for every student in the Newburgh and Large City School District. So before I ask the board for consideration, I have one more attachment, if you could bring it. It's a spreadsheet. So in answer to we have no reporting or benchmarks or things like that, this is the actual expectation of the board goals reporting calendar and when we expect the district, and this is obviously open for negotiation, these are all proposed, but we are looking throughout the year for each one of these goals to have updates, not just to have an update in May, to have continuous updates. So that was thought. The burden on this is about 100 hours of district time for all the reporting. That's estimated for the entire year. So with that, I respectfully ask the board for its consideration of these goals.
So moved.
Any
Second.
discussion on these goals, by the way? Anybody? Okay, let's get a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Roll call on the board goals. Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Politi,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
No.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. Duray.
Yes. Thank you. We're at item 7.1, Clerk of the Board.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have the approval of the minutes from the July 1st meeting, or July 14th, excuse me.
Okay. Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second on the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, sir.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Politi,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. Duray,
Yes.
Mr. Howard.
Yes.
That concludes my items, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. McCoy. We're at item 8, Assistant Superintendent, Human Resources. Tonight, Onyx Peterson will be doing personnel.
So I have resolutions 8.1 to 8.20 for consideration and consent.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any items? Ms. Bello?
8.5 and 8.15.
8.5 and 8.15?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so got a motion and a second on 8.1 to 8.20, striking 8.5 and 8.15. Get a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on any of those items? I can't see. Go ahead, Mr. Levinstein.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, Ms. Peterson, is the following an accurate description of the Human Resources agenda being presented tonight? Human Resources agenda items A through H, including appointments, appointment rescissions, change of statuses, rescissions, resignations, and leave of absences. And is it also to approve the following? Professional Service Consultant Agreement, Supplemental Memorandum of Agreement between the district and the CSEA, WinCap Administrator Stipend, Terminate a Probationary Employee, Curriculum Writing Appointments, Extended School Year Administrative Appointments, Rescind and Approve Extended School Year Program Appointments, National Night Out Program Appointments supported by Federal Title I funds, Summer Truant Teacher, Home Teacher Appointments, approve an elementary school principal, approve 2 assistant principals, a contract in lieu of probation for a special ed teacher, Director of Exceptional Learners, School is Cool appointments supported by the Challenge Grant, Career and Tech Ed Teacher Preparedness appointments, creating a Director of 21st Century Learning position supported by 21st Century Grant, and creating a health teacher position. Is this correct, Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Thank you.
And 8.15.
Roll call, Ms. Politi,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. Duray,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein.
Yes.
Thank you. We're at 8.5. Get a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Got a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion on 8.5. Ms. Bello.
I just want to note for the record that trustees cannot lawfully vote on termination without adequate time to review the underlying documentation. Providing materials in executive session without meaningful time to examine them does not satisfy our fiduciary or due process obligations. So I cannot support this resolution.
Thank you, Ms. Bello. Any other discussion on 8.5? Go ahead, sir.
Ms. Christine Bello,
No.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. DeRay,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Politi.
Yes.
Thank you. We're at 8.15. Get a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
So get a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on 8.15? Ms. Bello.
Yeah, I was just curious. I noticed that the probationary period was lowered. So can someone let me know what prior tenure this person had? And in what tenure area?
The credentials on the floor, I'm not sure which district. The probationary term was lower because they received prior tenure in another district, so it was lowered from 4 to 3 years.
Excuse me, but I didn't really hear that, but also, I'm asking what prior tenure area?
It doesn't matter what district the person received, okay.
The administrator received tenure in another district as an administrator.
As a principal?
Doesn't matter.
Mr. Shaw, could you explain why it doesn't matter?
Ms. Bello, I believe you're challenging that premise through Commissioner's appeal, and the district is defending the notion that prior tenure as a principal, and pardon me, as an administrator in any administrative tenure area is sufficient to shorten the probationary term. The statute is not written that it has to be in the corresponding tenure area.
And that only applies to union-free and central school districts.
The law for small city school districts is the same, and where there's no specific difference, the powers of the common union-free and central school districts are subsumed within the powers of a small city school district by devolution. And for that, you could look at Section 2503, Paragraph 1 of the Ed Law.
I was under the impression we were classified as an enlarged city school district, not a small city school district.
There is no distinction for enlarged small city school district. Newburgh is a small city school district.
Thank you. Mr. Levinstein?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to amend 8.15. So two distinct things, to change school district leader, and to change that wording to school district administrator. And the second part of the amendment is to withdraw or strike out the second paragraph.
Thank you. Get a motion and a second on voting to amend.
So moved.
Get a second?
Second.
Would you like me to call the roll on the amendment?
We're called to amend. Go ahead, sir.
The changing of the wording from school district leader to school district administrator, what does that mean? How does that affect anything, please?
So the certification of a school, a school district leader versus a school building leader, there's another certification that allows the individual to serve as a school district or building leader. So it's just a change in the certification from New York State.
So one sort of locks them into one role where the other one allows them to fulfill
Yes.
multiple roles. Thank you.
Yes.
Any other discussion? So we have a motion to amend.
Yeah, the amendment is change STL to STA and remove the second paragraph for Resolution 815.
Okay. Can we get a motion in a second?
So you have that already. Point of order, you just need a roll call on the amendment.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is a roll call on the amendment as stated. Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
So point of order, sir, now you have an amended motion on the floor. You would just need a roll call as amended.
Get a motion and a second on the resolution.
Point of order, it's already been amended. If there's no further discussion, you just need a roll call on the amended resolution.
Okay,
So roll call.
go, sir.
Ms. Burks?
No.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
No.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
That amended motion fails.
Thank you, sir. We are at 8.17. Oh, excuse me, no, we're not. We're at 9. Yep. We're at item 9, Assistant Super in Finance. Ms. Roaring, good evening.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Finance Division presents items 9.1 to items 9.16 for your consideration on consent this evening.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any of these items? Get a motion in a second, then.
So moved?
Second.
Any discussion on any items? Good, sir.
Roll call. Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard? Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Thank you. We're at item 10, Assistant Superintendent, CIO, DPO. Mr. McGrath, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. President. The Division of Technology and Data presents for the Board's consideration on consent items 10.1 through 10.9.
Thank you, sir. Would anybody like to separate out any item? Get a motion in a second on 10.1 to 10.9.
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
Mr. Howard? Yes. Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Thank you. This concludes my items.
Thank you, Mr. McGrath. We're at item 11, Assistant Superintendent, Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Soto, Dr.
Thanks. Thank you, Mr. Duray. CNI presents items 11.1 to 11.9 for your consideration.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any item? Get a motion on a second on 11.1 to 11.9.
So moved.
Thank you. Any? There you go. Okay. Any discussion on 11.1 to 11.9? Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Thank you. We're at item 12, Assistant Superintendent Exceptional Learners.
Good evening,
Kenny
Mr.
Bromley.
President.
Good evening.
The Division of Exceptional Learners has items 12.1 and 12.2 for your consideration on consent.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out either item? Get a motion in a second on 12.1, 12.2.
So moved.
Get a second?
Second?
Thank you. Any discussion, either item? Yes, sir.
Roll call. Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Thank you. We're going to return to executive session. There will be no action after executive session. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby recesses into executive session for the following purpose: matters made confidential under FERPA, matters leading to the employment of particular employees or corporations, employment history of employees or corporations, collective bargaining under the Taylor Law, and to obtain advice from legal counsel. Get a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
I'll buy a second. Okay. Good, sir.
Roll call, Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard? Mr. Levinstein? Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Thank you. As stated, there is no action after executive session. There'll just be an adjournment. We are back in session. Get a motion to adjourn the meeting, please. Thank you.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Thank you.